it was gone.
Either it has been chewed up, or it seems to be that plastic again, which bends in all directions when you fall on the side. Those were still the last good ones. And here, exactly with a bang, fell into this barrel, into the rainwater barrel, years ago, at the beginning of the years. So, they took an aluminum casting here. Yes, new episode of Usand. Today is a special episode that I am really looking forward to because my son is fully involved today. So we are a group of about 30 people who have dedicated themselves to the topic of motorcycles or old technology. And the core group consists of the family. And Luca, my eldest, has also been involved here for many years and has naturally grown up with the technology over the years. And how he started, we have an excerpt here. Look, there's Luca with his motorcycle.
So this is Fifi, this is Franzi, and I am Luca. We all belong to the Bikeschmiede and we all ride engines.
Yes, he was able to take the machine everywhere back then. We also had many performances with our motorcycles, where Luca was always there with his motorcycle. And of course he also has this engine oil in his blood. And then at some point he already rode his first AWO at 10-12 and of course also got his motorcycle license. And today he is an automotive mechatronics technician. And yes, he repairs and of course also rides these motorcycles. So he set off this morning. He found an old motocross machine somewhere up in the Harz, and it seems to be broken somehow, or the owner can't get it running anymore. And yes, he was able to get it for a small amount of money. He has set off now, has picked it up or is picking it up. Let's take a look over there. It should show up here any moment. Today, a really wicked video. Totally awesome with the Bike Forge. Oh, Luca went on a shopping spree. Let's see what nice thing he brought along. So, were you successful?
Yes. The one from Bad Saxa that I got from the motocross bike, it's still uncertain what the issue is, but it doesn't run at all.
What a construction here.
2000? Simply wouldn't start anymore. Bad.
No, let's take it to the stage and see how it looks under the bright lights and in front of an audience. We need to make sure that every detail is perfect, from the lighting to the sound, and even the way we set up the range. It's important to see how everything comes together in a real-world setting, so we can make any necessary adjustments in the final performance. This will help us ensure that the show is as polished and professional as possible.
Yes, so either it ate one of the screws, or that was the noise.
What was or what?
Yeah, no, it doesn't have much power at the top end. I thought it was the exhaust control, meaning it doesn't open up properly at the top and doesn't have the right power. But either the previous owner forgot the screw, specifically a spring screw here, on the clutch basket, which was missing. It goes in here like this.
Oh, it was completely gone, wasn't it?
It was completely gone. Either it got eaten up, or the previous owner, who also installed this wrong spark plug here, forgot it. There was an incorrect heat value, and it just exploded. Of course, it looks terrible. Yes, otherwise the carburetor overflowed before, so we changed the float needle. It was like this. You certainly can't see it now. There was a very light notch in it, which caused it to leak. It wasn't sealed properly.
It seems like it was a bit worn out, but it probably didn't work. Would you have ordered a new one now, right? Yes. And is there any visible wear here?
Yes, here you can see the oil that has leaked out, definitely some usand. But I don't know, it could also be normal engine wear. That could also be the screw, yes. But normally, there should be such large chunks in there. Actually, my God, I don't know.
But that will be everything that is down there in the rag. That will be the split screw. What does the oil look like?
One would expect to notice large chunks in here, but that is actually not the case.
Well, there was nothing to hear now. You could hear where the noise was coming from. It seems to be coming from the side here a bit. It wasn't coming from somewhere else, so I think that was it. And have you found a screw yet? I've already picked out a screw, yes. And now we still need a washer if you have one that fits. It says something didn't fit. The washers are a bit big or what? These are 5s.
Yes, they are pressed on like this, I think, during production. They can't be removed. We would need a quite fitting one now, which has a little less play on the switch.
Look, it's a little too much.
Yes, that's not very optimal. If it hangs at an angle on the spring like that, it doesn't press properly. It hangs this way or that way. I think that's just silly.
So wait, let's take a look in our disc box. Maybe we'll get lucky there. Here we have all the things that one might need. Here are curved discs, some fine winds. Here in this old apothecary cabinet, chain locks, cotter pins, balls, if you wanted to take a look. We will also make a nice extra film about our entire workshop setup. But just so you see, here are a few corks. Everything you might need. Whole box of floaters. A bit of shimmer. Copper nails. That's something again. A little something for the roof. Here, arches, discs. Yes, and here we have our disc box. Here we collected works. Let's take a look. A wide variety of items from the GDR assortment, numbering in the thousands, are now available for purchase.
You can find everything there.
That could fit. It feels so good when it fits into the channel. Do you know why? Because it does.
Wonderful. Better than the originals.
Yoshi, what do you think about that? Everything under natural supervision. So then we can assemble it again. This is the release rod. It has a small needle bearing here. In the old motorcycles, it was usually a bushing or a ball bearing.
Here is the other side through the dust.
Perfect. And is it hung over there? Yes, or where does it normally go?
They still look good so far. They wear down quickly at these high RPMs and such. They can quickly dig deep into the aluminum here. You can end up with very deep grooves and a broken clutch basket, right?
Apparently it has been done anew before.
2001.
Yes. Maybe also because the screw is not tightened here. It could be a new fate. New clutch plates.
Well, since the one was gone, I had to order some.
And did you get everything for it? Is everything still available? Yes. What year is it?
2000. That doesn't sound so old at first, but I'm already 23 years old.
Yes. Pays. Runs. And what does he do?
Stroke engine.
Is it really that wicked? When it runs, really wicked. It takes off quite well. How many horsepower do they have? 35, I think, right? 65. 65. Those were the 125. Yes, we have the 35. Yes, they have about 40. You've had one before, right? Yes, something like that. Oh, I had quite a bit in the cubic class. Yes, of course, things break more often, and then you immediately know where the noises are coming from in those 2 days.
Well, they are all relatively clearly laid out, I would say.
I think you had a Kawasaki. Yes, or maybe a Sousa. I had actually repaired everything a few times, then had a bit of fun with it, and then sold it again. But here they seem to be putting those robust fenders back on the models today, so that they just fly off. But these here, they still seem to be that plastic that bends in all directions when you fall on the side. Those were still the last good ones. You don't need that anymore today, right? Nowadays, you can buy everything new. You can get the complete set if you fall once, 2001. Joshua, what do you say?
Why the screw? Unfortunately not. That was definitely the one that fell out. Maybe it got caught on the thread again.
Oh no, it's torn inside there. What's inside or what? Maybe he thought about it there too, that it has to do with the pores. That's obviously annoying. 1/2 centimeter. Deeper. Yes. It's silly. Yes. You can try to figure it out. Carefully drill it out.
It's a small drill, like a left-hand extractor.
Oh, everything has to be taken off again, so that the shavings don't fall in. Yes. And did you notice while riding that it slipped or something? Or that one, that it was missing?
It just didn't have the right power up top, so I thought maybe it was something like exhaust control or something in the car, or that the exhaust manifold has a hole or something. But because it doesn't have a proper pressure point on one side, that will probably be enough for it to completely slip through when it is slightly raised on one side and doesn't really pull back.
All right, I'll see if I can find a drill.
Yes, what shouldn't really be the case is that the clutch basket has a slight lateral play here. I don't know if you can see it now. It's a bit damaged because they are so ugly riveted in the middle, which makes them more prone to breaking, right? So that they don't last too long on purpose. After a certain time they have a bit of lateral play. It really drills in there. Yes, it also causes noises in the end, you know. Bad, bad, bad.
It was always a bit of a thing with the DDR drilling machines. They were indeed indestructible. But the problem was that they didn't invent plastic at the time they were built. That was in the early years. So they took an aluminum casting here. And the stupid thing was, when the engine had a problem inside, you would naturally notice it from the outside. And it's always this adventure when you need these drills again after a long time, hoping they still work. Because here we have such a nice handle that allows us to keep the drill nice and straight. But the 2001 model works. The machine itself looks very good, and the style is really well done. But unfortunately at that time, material savings were already made everywhere, which means that these motorcycles no longer last as long as they used to in the past. We went to the big compressor to remove the main nut from the clutch with the impact wrench to drill out the clutch basket. So we have now installed the large compressor. This is about the main nut here from the clutch basket in the section. You would have never thought that we had roof work here, and when I placed the barrel on top, the last time this saw slipped down and fell right into this rainwater barrel with a crash. I still heard it splashing. The things sprayed up here, the drops, and then I thought, no, the saw has done it. But after about a quarter of an hour of finishing the roofing work, I fished the saw out of the barrel, laid it out here in the sun, turned it every now and then, left it there for 5 weeks, and lo and behold, I put a new cord on it, because it had a break anyway. And behold, indeed 2001. I really wouldn't have thought it possible that the saw still works after such a long time in the water. Yes, but that's just a side note. So, we have compressed air. Let's see if it works. Yes, that was it. Perfect. Nice blood on the fingers. 2001. That's this saw that you can quickly wipe off, drill out and recut. So let's actually take a look behind it. Is that indeed even the case?
And the screw was definitely tightened, as you can see. You can see that this is quite a chunk here. 2001.
Yes, it was a city. How do you get socks back?
The game we had earlier does not come from the polished knight here, but apparently from a nail bearing here, because nothing is worn out here. And when you sit on it now, you can see that it has a slight lateral play.
Yes, I always have to change the rotations after every fort, after every second one. Always change with the coupling. It definitely does not determine the wheel position. This here is the wheel from the kicker. It looks neat as well. Up here, air is already coming out. Deeper everywhere. Incredible. So put a cloth on it and then use a precision drill. Well, something has already been done. I think the screw has moved. Indeed, it has now come to light that due to the rotational movement of the drill and the heat resistance, it can be removed by hand.
Man, perfect.
The body, it has to be perfect. Maybe before it went well. So we have now washed everything out nicely. Luca is now putting the clutch basket back on. Yes, we had to take it apart now so that we can drill out the screw at the right angle with the drill. Of course, it is necessary to take it apart. That's why everything was a bit more complicated this time. And now we have cut in a 6-win. Yes, the stage is also an old stage from GDR times. Back then, they used to lift the furniture up and down on a ramp in the old furniture factory. We have sunk here in the forge, and now the motorcycles are free with a high crate. So Luca is now bending the retaining plates upwards. So the slat's back in the correct order. You can see a cross machine and how many lamellae it has. A normal motorcycle 2001 has about 4 or 5. And here we have, I believe, 10, Luca. Or how many are there? I haven't counted again. So there are definitely 10. It is natural that this incredible force acting at that point is also transferred to the rear wheel accordingly. Yes, you can see what a difference it makes when just one screw is missing, causing the coupling to slip. We have seen that now. The material is under a lot of stress when these RPMs are present. Just look how light the cover is. Amazing. Magnesium. The saw isn't even aluminum. The situation is getting serious. It already looks reasonable again. We have a few springs left over, but that's usually the case. No, they are all just twisted within the framework. This is the old spark plug here. It looks like it has simply melted. Incorrect heat value until it lies a bit in the front. So Luca has now also taken out the carburetor. The float valve was leaking and he installed a new one that he ordered. The nozzle was also a bit clogged. Now everything will be completely cleaned and reinstalled. The clutch is also in. Now, the thing should actually work again. 2001. It is a bit cold today. Yoshi. Yoshi. Hey. Little roll. Yes. Nice and warm. So. Fine. You have a rubber seal in there with a small milling groove. They solved that well, right, Yoshi? Yes, you can use it again and again. So no paper gasket or anything that crumbles or sticks, just a small dog gasket. You just press it into the groove, and then it's quickly disassembled and sealed again once you've unscrewed it and screwed it back on. We won't need to try for long. So then comes the moment. They always need so much dosage. They will take that away. 8L. 8 liters of the liquid were checked once more to ensure accuracy and consistency. The process involved a thorough examination and verification of the liquid's properties, including its color, viscosity, and chemical composition. This step is crucial to confirm that the liquid met the required standards of certification. The inspection was carried out meticulously by the team of experts who documented their findings in a detailed report. This comprehensive check is part of a larger quality control procedure designed to maintain the highest level of product integrity and safety. It seems to react well. I also think it's a nice machine. This is still something. For Luca, he has had it since he was little. Such an amazing ride. The bike is running really well again. I don't think a 250 can ride any better than this. Really, really awesome. And this is what it looks like when Luca is out in the motocross pit with his buddy. Yes, there's no better fun one can have in their youth, and for me as a father, it's a joy to see the kids engaging with such meaningful things and also understanding how engines work, how technology works through that, and they should have fun with the repaired motorcycles. So that's it for today. Our clip is action-packed, but maybe we should do this more often. Feel free to write in the comments. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, rock and roll it.